Hello everybody, my name's Colin McCardle. A lot of you will know me from broadcasting across Ayrshire for 20 odd years and doing gigs, but besides that I'm also an ambassador for Ayrshire Cancer Support and happy to be so. Part of that means that I host things like events and the Boxing Day Dip, and I've been very kindly asked to host the first ever Ayrshire Cancer Support podcast. So we are here. We are here and we're going to do our first ever podcast. Ayrshire Cancer Support's latest fundraising initiative is called Chat for Charity. It's happening on the 24th of October, so just round the corner. Selected participating venues across Ayrshire are going to donate a portion of their hot drink sales directly to Ayrshire Cancer Support. Today we're joined by two of these well-known Ayrshire venues. I've got Andrew from Rocket Monkey Roastery and Eddy from Cafe Ginger. So welcome to Andrew and Eddy. Welcome, gents. How are you?
Very good.
Bad, Good. Thank you for joining us. Andrew, I'm going to start with you first of all. I've got to say, Rocket Monkey, I've heard of you. This is criminal. I haven't been in your shop, so you've got to sell it to me. So tell me about Rocket Monkey. Loads of people know about Rocket Monkey. Where you're located, first of all, because you're in a kind of unused, shall I say, area of Ayr, and you've revitalised it. Tell us about the idea, first of all, and how long ago was it that you came up with it?
So it's about 7 years old, and when I was looking around at the coffee scene in Scotland, as opposed to the coffee scene in London or other places that I had lived, it really was kind of low in the bar. The quality of the coffee, the specialty coffee scene wasn't too big here. And I thought, why can't we do something better? Why don't we know more about coffee? So I worked for a coffee roaster that was based in Ayr to begin with.
Right.
And I saw, wait a minute, there's a wee gap here. There's something I could do. And I was a salesperson for them. And as you'll know, if you're doing sales, you have to know everything about the product you're selling. This profession became a passion for me. And I was like, I need to know everything about coffee. I need to know how to blend it, how to roast it, how the machines work. And very quickly I went, I want to do this as a career, which is probably my first mistake. Because, if someone says if you work doing something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
That's a lie. Don't listen to
Tell me about it.
So we started about 7 years ago as a wholesale company. So we use grade A specialty coffee.
Okay.
So coffee's graded just like everything else. Grade A is the top section of coffee, but in that there's a further section called specialty.
Okay,
and that's something that rates over 82 points. It's all graded, and we buy from that group. Now, if you've got good ingredients, you're more likely to have a better product.
Okay,
I wanted to roast it myself, and when we were thinking of coming up with doing that, the horse meat scandal. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Lasagnas and things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to roast in front of people. I wanted to be transparent, open, honest, transparent. Those are three things that are really key for me, I think, to having a successful business. So we built a roastery in a derelict warehouse in Ayr. And we put a big glass wall in it. And about 3 months ago, we opened up our first coffee shop. So you can sit and have a latte while you're looking at this factory.
Amazing.
Roasting and bagging and blending and all those kind of cool things.
Amazing.
So experiential stuff is really pushing hospitality forward. Like apart from obviously, Eddy, like the staples of hospitality. I always feel that people want that thing more because they, transactional sales, buying a coffee, people think it's the same everywhere. And I'm trying to, in a non-patronising way, educate people about coffee. If you want to learn more, you can watch how we do it. If you want to taste something that tastes like hazelnut, you don't have to put a syrup in it. You can try this South Central American coffee that tastes like hazelnut. So that's why we started.
Amazing. You've just answered my next question because I'm going to say plans for expansion. I love the way you said our first coffee shop. So obviously it's going to grow arms and legs.
Do you know what? I would love to build an empire, but being realistic, I want more people to understand specialty coffee and really, if everyone's, if it's everywhere, then it really can dilute. You don't want to run before you can walk, and we are, in its infancy with our coffee shop, and it would be silly for us to kind of get grand plans, but it would be lovely to have, more people enjoying traceable direct trade beautiful coffee.
That's
in
the
my
next
humble
question.
opinion.
Traceable direct trade. Where are your coffees from? I mean, it must be all over the world. Where's it taking you to go and source this coffee?
So we get coffees from all around the coffee belt. So anywhere that's got the perfect kind of altitude and temperature and rainfall, we buy coffee from. We buy direct trade coffee. So there is no middleman. There is no person in an office. So without pointing fingers at other ways of coffee, it's the fairer way to trade. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
There's no man from Del Monte, the guy with the white suit.
I'm the man from Del Monte, and I don't have that fashionable hat. So we buy directly from farms. Right. We from Brazil, we know the Brazilian farmers. We know the farmers from El Salvador. We can speak to them and tell, you're drinking a coffee in Ayr. We can talk to the farmer and say, this guy's enjoying it. Amazing. It's that traceable. Amazing. And the reason that we do that is because it's important we know where financially the money goes. Yes. And we'll no doubt be talking about communities and how important communities are. Now, yes, they're very, very important here, but they're also important overseas. So these farms really become hubs for communities, with the money that they get from their farms. They're building youth clubs and they're building schools and they're building things that, it becomes an asset. You want to work in these farms. Yeah. And they're paid incredibly well. Some of these countries, their views on women especially aren't too correct, but they'll hire women as well. Yeah. These things are just ticking boxes that are meant to be ticked, if you know what I mean. Yes, so it's very important that we have that traceability. It's very important that we know exactly where the farm is and that they're cupping the right coffees, tasting the right coffees. Yeah. And it's small family run farms. So they're not massive, big plantations. Yeah. These are people who care about their harvest. They've been doing it for years. And I think it's important that we do work with these type of farmers.
Tell me about the Ayrshire Cancer Support blend. You've blended a special coffee, is that correct? Yeah. Yeah,
so it's a blend of Brazil and Peru. Okay. And when you taste it, and you will taste it. Yeah. when you taste it, it's very sweet and kind of fruity. So we've got, toffee and hazelnut and sweet apple and plum. And it's this kind of, it's an all-day drinker. So see, if you like to sip away at coffee, it will be a treat as well because it's it's a really, really well sourced. I was going to say roasted, but that's very ego. Very well sourced coffee, and it's an all day drinker. So if you enjoy coffee, you will enjoy this. And one of the beautiful things with it is that yes, you're having a really good coffee that's helping farmers abroad. It's helping a business in Ayr, but it's also directly helping Ayrshire Cancer Support.
So you can get it on your website as well. Noticed on the website, you can buy it right now. It's available on the website, and obviously you're selling it in the shop. As well.
And you can buy it directly from our website. Yeah. And on the 24th, you'll be able to drink it in our coffee shop. Amazing. And the proceeds are going towards Ayrshire Cancer Support. And hopefully very soon, I'm not entirely sure, you'll be able to buy in other venues around Ayrshire. And we really want this to be a staple. Yeah. And all proceeds from this specific blend as well go towards Ayrshire Cancer Support. So it really is, an Ayrshire drink. It's made here. It's not sourced here. It's made here. Yep. And it's helping communities in a time that they really need that extra support.
Yep. And it's not just the ACS coffee on the 24th. How are you getting involved in the 24th? Is it just come in, have a coffee, and you're going to donate money from portion of the coffee sales that day?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's all hot drinks. Okay. So unfortunately there are people out there that like to drink tea. Yeah. That's okay. we will allow it. Yeah. So if you pop into any participating venue, Rocket Monkey being one of them. Yeah. Then and you come in, have a chat, bring your friend, bring your wife, your girlfriend, maybe not at the same time, but bring your pals. Phones, get a nice group of people together. Because we don't do this enough. We don't spend time with each other enough. We're too busy trying to work. We're too busy trying to pay bills. Not on this Friday.
Love it.
This Friday.
Love your ethos.
Spend some time getting to know each other again. Brilliant. Have a lovely coffee and directly help a beautiful charity.
Just like this. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Andrew. Looking forward to the 24th. I will definitely be coming to sample the Ayrshire Cancer Support coffee. Eddy, welcome to the podcast. Eddy, you're a well-kent face in Ayr, Mr. Ayr. You've been going an awful lot longer, so 7 years for Rocket Monkey. I was flabbergasted when you told me before we started recording how long Cafe G's been going. So Cafe Ginger, how long has it been going? How did it come about?
Well, I've been there for 26 years.
Wow.
So it was going before that. And then I'd just come back from being out in New Zealand, and I'd been out there like the sort of cafe culture, and I had an idea, why don't I do that in there? And I was looking at a unit quite close, and it just so happened my lawyer was golfing with somebody who owned the Cafe Ginger at the time and said, oh, you might have competition. And he said, why have competition? Just buy it off me. Basically, that's how it came around. So that's how we got Cafe Ginger, and then we've been there doing exactly what it was famous for from the woman who set it up as Cafe Ginger, which was always homemade soup, homemade bacon, big, thick, chunky sandwiches.
Big, thick, chunky. I was going to say about the thickness of the bread. I mean, when you're in the building trade before this, because it's like breeze blocks, where do you get your measurements for your sandwiches? I mean, do you measure them out? They just cut them freehand.
They just do it, and it depends who you get. If you get Agnes, you're getting a real big beauty. You know what I mean? If you get myself, Agnes, I'm a wee bit miserable. I'm trying to think of profit and first prices and stuff like that. Whereas, no, it is, listen, I think when we came back with plans and had all these ideas for sort of different names, and I think it was about 3 months we'd been running it, and somebody came in and said it's brilliant that Cafe Ginger's back to what it was always when the woman Ginger set it up.
Right, okay.
Which was, we make our own cakes, I make homemade soup, all the fillings, the chicken's all fresh, everything's made on site. So when she said that, I went, well, if I can get the reputation back, and keep going, and that's what we did. So it's been great.
It's been amazing, absolutely. It's got a great reputation, and everybody in Ayrshire knows it, and certainly most people in Ayr will be in on a daily basis. And get the deli next door as well. How did that come about? Is that an extension of the business?
Yeah, it was just the unit became available, and we just thought it was something that we could maybe try. So it's past couple of years. It's obviously when my wife had cancer, we had to close it, and then my mother-in-law hasn't been well, so it's sort of closed again at the moment, but it's going to be opening back up because we do a lot of hampers and things like that, cheese boards for Christmas, so it will be. We're just getting it ready to get it back up and running again. Happy
to give you a wee free bit of advertising for that. 2023, I think it was, you did the Ginger Cycle Challenge. Tell us, what was that about, the Ginger Cycle Challenge? That was for Ayrshire Cancer Support,
that
obviously.
was for Ayrshire Cancer Support, because just before that year, my wife got diagnosed with breast cancer. So, which throws your world apart,
of course,
if I'm honest with you.
Of course.
And then being one of the downsides of being your own boss is that you can't really plan anything.
Yep.
So we were then looking, when my wife had to go for radiotherapy, how do we get there? And it was actually a customer in the cafe had said that she was a volunteer driver, and I was like, what do you mean? She says, well, we get asked and we volunteer and we take the people up to go and get their treatment, and we bring them back down. I went, you're joking?
Yeah.
I'm like, how much? And they went, no, it's free. And I was saying, no, you're joking. And they went through it, and I was like blown away that Ayrshire Cancer Support have organised this, and they've got these volunteers. Listen, they do loads of stuff, but that blew me away. So we're just talking about it for chat for charity. That's what we're doing. We're chatting away in the cafe, and there was a guy, Bert, said, why don't we work out the mileage and do it? And then there's a few, I've got some good customers, boy Kev McClelland, and I spoke Gordy Reid that played rugby for Scotland. I'm saying, right boys, you into it? So it was amazing. We did have a wee bit of rain at one point, so we were on the fitness bikes, and to be fair, like the guy next Cox gave us the bikes out his gym and stuff like that. We were there, and so there was people volunteered to do it, and folk were just basically walking to go into the shop, and I'd be like, right, come on, you've got a spare, there's going to be 5 minutes in the queue, jump in the bike. So we actually managed to get both bikes up to the beach and back.
Oh my goodness.
It was brilliant.
Wow.
And then, it was funny, like we were with the mascot for Ayrshire Cancer Support, me and Kev were like borrowing the head and jumping about the streets and stuff like that.
Amazing.
Folk were like driving around, we've got a wee loading bay outside the cafe, they were driving the thing and just like throwing money out the windows to give it.
Brilliant.
And so I felt, after everything that we've been through and how good they were, I just wanted to give some back. And again, the same, when they phoned me about this, I said I would do it again. So
So obviously you've been on the receiving end of support from cancer support, and your wife's been run up and down to Glasgow, as you say. So obviously it's very close to your heart, this event that's coming up.
Yeah, no, it is, and especially it was interesting just before we started this. I was just trying to clarify what the Chat for Charity was, because a big thing, as I was telling you guys before, was I think you need to talk about it.
Yes, I think first and foremost, absolutely.
And also when Fiona was diagnosed, is us talking about it, and especially me talking about it, because it's hard. You're trying to be the support to your wife, the support to your kids. I've also had businesses to run.
Yes.
Losing Fiona was massive because she's a baker.
Right, okay.
So we had to get a couple of girls who worked in the cafe, and they were brilliant. Like, the staff were amazing.
Yep.
So that's why we're talking about the chat, and that's how I think it's just brilliant, this idea about all these coffee shops getting involved, because that's the one thing you do need to do is chat.
Yeah.
You need to talk about it. I'm not an emotional guy. I'm Mr. What is it? I said it was deep as a teaspoon or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not emotional. I try not to. I just don't know why, but you build it all up, and it's the good thing about having a coffee shop and good customers is they come in and they talk to you, but you find a lot of time it's how's Fiona. Yes. And so it was like all I was doing was asking about her. So then all of a sudden you get somebody that says, "Big man, how are you?" And that's when you get it. So I think that's when
it hits you.
It does, and I think so. This idea of going into like coffee shops. I know we're not so big in sitting at the moment, but we have a bit of listen, don't been big-headed, but we do have a queue every now and then, and the customers are well known, they know us, we know them, and chatting in the queue and stuff like that, and having a bit of banter. So I just thought it was a brilliant, it's a great charity, brilliant charity, and I think it's great that I was looking at the list, it's about 10 or 11 places are now involved, just brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's great that all these different hospitality, we all, you know what I mean? I think we'll, in a town like here, we've all got to.
I think it's community spirit. I think it's exactly what you're talking about. I mean, we know all, before we sat down, Andrew knows people I know, my daily job's in the car trade. Big man, you know loads of people. You serve half of the Ayrshire's motor trade, you serve them their lunch every day they're in. So paths always cross, but as you said, Andrew, we're all going 110 mile an hour and we don't stop because we're all working. And this event, as you said, I love what you said, let's just stop on Friday afternoon or Friday morning, whenever suits you. And whether you're coming into Cafe G or you're coming in to see yourself at Rocket Monkey, let's just take 10 minutes. And how nice has this been to have 10 minutes out of our lives just having a wee blether?
Having a wee chat. It's
having
great,
a wee chat.
Oh.
It'd be great if you'd have brought a coffee with you. With a coffee with you. But, so, remember the date. It's on Friday the 24th. Cafe G, Cafe Ginger is getting involved. Rocket Monkey is getting involved. Head down to any venue. Come and see Eddy. Come and see Andrew. Grab a cup of tea. And every single sip from your cup on the 24th is going to be helping someone in need, and we've had a great backstory there from Eddy on the support that Ayrshire Cancer Support provides 365 days a year. It's every single day throughout the year. Visit the Ayrshire Cancer Support website for more information on all the participating venues. Good luck to you, Andrew, in your business.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you, Eddy. And good luck. I'll be in to see you shortly for my lunch. So good luck and thanks for taking part in our first ever podcast. Well done. Congratulations. We'll see you all on the 24th and take part in the Chat for Charity Day for Ayrshire Cancer Support.